So got some paper tape on this display just to show you that we are getting air directly to the face, so there is no air block. So let's go ahead and turn on the air. Definitely direct air at your face on the side there, but that's normal. Now let's go ahead and change this vent to split it up. Okay, so this is the F9 display from Hanshow, exclusively with Hanshow, with the air vents on the bottom here. You can see there's actual 3 vents opening that allows air to flow into your face. Hey everyone, how's it going? I have this breakthrough device for your Tesla Model 3 and Y. This is an instrument cluster that has airflow that can be directed towards your face. And unlike other instrument cluster, which there's no other out there that does not block airflow, unless you purchase the one that completely replaces your dash, but even that doesn't give you full airflow. And what this has is that it has a vent on the bottom, and I'll show you what it looks like right now. All right, so this is the F9 front instrument cluster display for your Tesla Model 3 and Y, and exclusively with Hanshow. So no other manufacturer that I'm aware of sells this. And this one in particular has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It also has a high definition, much higher than previous instrument cluster front hidden blind spot camera. So let's take this out the box and I'll show you the quality. All right, so this basically is an updated 9-inch display that you've seen in the past. So there's a version 1, 2, and this is, I would say, the updated version of that 9 with improvement to the UI, as well as an added feature, a direct airflow vent right here coming out from the bottom. So that means you will get airflow right to your face. No more block of airflow. And how this works is that it pulls air from the back of the dash and it goes straight into your face if you want it to go to your face. So if you adjust it, if you spread the airflow out, it won't hit this vent and you won't get airflow. So very, very smart design. And we'll see how seamless it is. It has a USB-C input there, reset switch, so you can update the software. It should have over-the-air update as well as an option. And the quality of this feels really nice. It reminds me of the quality of the 9-inch. This display looks to be OLED. It's just the weight of it. It doesn't feel cheap at all. So let's go ahead and get this installed. First, what you want to do is pry out the side panel using a pry tool. Do the same for the other side. One on the bottom, 2 on top. Then pop this dash up by putting your pry tool in between the dash and the actual bottom trim, and then just pop it open. Do that on both sides. And if you don't have the sticker or it's missing, just count the holes, the opening holes, the actual holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 is the first wire, skip 21, 22, 23, okay? And then the screw should go in right about there. And using the provide bracket, run the wires through this hole and then mount it over with the screw that they provide. You can see this display right there. Where my finger is at, right there, there's a screw. So just tighten up. Don't over tighten it. You don't want to strip it. And they do provide you with these small screws here. Once you have the bracket lined up, go ahead and place that little screw in there. And then just tighten up that screw. So got all 4 screws on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's easy as that. Now it's just plug and play. Okay, before you mount everything down, putting the dash on first just to make sure it's center. And it is perfectly aligned. So you can see the air vent will just fly right through, or the air will fly right through towards your face. Depending on how you adjust the steering wheel, but it's gonna hit your face. This is the bundle wire for the actual computer, and only 2 plugs from this, the power, computer, communicator wire, so the red and black goes that way. So you want to leave a little slack right there. And don't leave too much slack. You can use electrical tape to hold it down. And then run the other side across like that. And this bundle down here, so don't get confused with it. This is for AMD, the one with the blue plug on the right. And then this is the old Intel. And then this is for the other controller on the bottom right there. But you really only need this for the Intel. And the AMD version, you need both of these. Okay? So this is, although it's only 1 plug, it's the most challenging to get to. But I mean, once I highly recommend standing outside and reaching under and having your left hand or your right hand reaching in to pull the clip out. Before you close everything down, run the wires from bottom up past this panel here. So I will just wiggle it in. You don't need a fish wire for this one. And you should be able to see it. There it is. So from the top, just pull it through. Oops, where's the other one? So got one through. Your yellow one. All right. So you won't be able to pull it from the AMD and the Intel. This is too big. Won't fit through here. So make sure you pull from the bottom up and then pull enough slack so it reaches all the way over there where your instrument cluster will be. So got the display install working. Took less than 30 minutes, but we know what we were doing, so it might take you maybe an hour if it's your first time. If it's your second time installing a display in a Model 3 Y, it should take you about half an hour. So we install almost a dozen, if not more, displays. So it's come second nature now. And this is your default screen. If you put it in drive, so you have that animation. And I'm sure there's other animation that you can change it to. Let's put it back in park. Let's go in settings. So holding down the scroll wheel to the left for a couple seconds, change the language, time zone, Fahrenheit or Celsius, 12 hour, 24 hour. So it's very easy to change that units now. Tire pressure, PSI, vehicle white. You can change to night mode, brightness. You can follow the main display or adjust it by percentage. Plat switch is basically just the animation when you accelerate. It just has that plat animation. Front camera, so this does have the front camera. Over the air update. Audio output does have a speaker behind here, so you can listen from the device or from Bluetooth, depending on your preference. I do like the built-in speaker, so I don't have to connect to Bluetooth or take over the Bluetooth when I don't need to. And then full screen, I like to do dual screen. So it's gonna reboot now since I switched to dual screen, and that's just how it works. So switching it to dual screen, it will reset the device. And then when I go back into the setting again by pushing left on the scroll wheel, it should say split screen now. And that should be the whole setup. So testing out the front camera, I haven't put that yet, but holding in, just like when you're speaking into the Tesla mic. So there's the camera, it's connected. Oh, it's upside down. There you are. So it's working, so we'll go ahead and get that installed. And to turn off the camera, just push to the left. And in drive mode, this is what it looks like. Oops, let me go back. And then you can look at the tire pressure, your distance with the vehicle in front. You can activate CarPlay, Android Auto, theme. So theme is what you want to go to change how it looks like. Let's see. So you have 3 different themes. I kind of like this one. So actually, I like this one. It's more modern, but this one is pretty neat as well. Yeah, let's do this one. This one is pretty cool. So we'll do this one. That's the theme. Setup. We were in setup already earlier, so this is setup. Let's go back. So that's the car view with the lights. So going back to parking. But before I do, it has the time, the headlights, fog lights, high beam, percentage battery, as well as the distance. So I like how it has both. Whether you're charging or you're using power, it will indicate on the bottom, just like the OEM one on the actual display. Your odometer, Fahrenheit outside, tire pressure, your home mode, and so forth. So there's a lot of information here, including the speed limit. Very cool, versus having to glance over here. You don't anymore. And this now has an air vent here, so I do feel the air coming out, hitting my face. So this works flawlessly. So everything you need, all in one, and this is exclusive with Hansho. So right now, 30% off. Take advantage of that for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and it's limited to supply. So they just released this. Make sure you try to order this as soon as possible, because I'm sure it is going to be a hot seller. Okay, so if you option for the optional camera, this requires additional installation, and you need to remove the front tray. It's very easy. There's 2 10mm bolt by the bumper and 2 under the tray cover mat. Or if you don't have a cover mat, it's just at the bottom of the tray. And there's also a clip right near the windshield fluid entry. So just remove that. Then you need to remove this emergency latch cover, unplug it, and now you're able to remove the trim and also the tray itself. After you remove the tray, just go ahead and grab a fish wire. And on the right side where the passenger is, inside the front, there is an opening. But if there isn't, go ahead and cut this grommet on the far right to run the wires through. So the wires is about 1/8 of an inch, but you need about 1/2 inch or maybe close to 1/2 inch to be able to run the actual connection. So fish from inside the passenger side of the seat, so underneath where you would normally remove to at your air filter or change your air filter. If you haven't fished a wire before, you just need to tape it to the fish line. So tape the fish line to the actual wires itself and pull through from the other side. So once you pull it through, go ahead and untape it, and then the black side of the actual trim, go ahead, attach it through the dash and have a little slack by the driver's side. So now go ahead and mount your camera housing, and it comes with adhesive. Make sure you apply that adhesive to the actual bracket itself. And there's 2 screws that you will screw into the bottom of your bumper. So not completely on the bottom of the bumper, between the vents. So in between the vents on top, that's where you want to attach it. So you want to attach it there and put a screw after you run this wire through. So you'll be able to pull the wire from inside of the bumper. Behind the bumper, there is an opening between the rubber piece and the plastic trim. Once you align it center, go ahead and apply the adhesive to the bumper, and then you can put the screws on. Now connect the camera wires from the bumper side. So there's 2 connection points, and by pushing down the scroll wheel on the right side, you should be able to turn it on. Okay, so got the camera installed with the yoke. Even without the yoke, you still get airflow. So this is all the way up. You can see you still has the slit shooting upwards towards. So if I have it usually on standard where I have the steering wheel, this is usually where I have it, and this is perfect alignment, and I'm close to 6 foot. So even with somebody who's shorter, this steering wheel will be a lot lower. So you can see the airflow is coming through just fine. So I'm gonna turn on the actual air here. So if I have it split like this, I get airflow around the actual system itself. But if I change it to the middle, there's airflow coming through these vent here. So not sure you can see. There's 3 slot that it splits open. It's very, very neat design. So highly recommend this, especially if you live in hotter climate area. This will be a game changer. Not only you have the display, you also have air flowing to your face. Okay, so testing out the airflow with this new F9 display. So let's go ahead and turn on the air. You can see a lot of air is coming out here. I think this paper is just stuck. But yep, there's air coming towards the front through the display, hitting your face. You do get a little air on the side there, but that's normal. Now let's go ahead and change this vent to split it up and see if the air that's towards your face is stopped. So you can see there, air is still coming through the side, but very minimum to the front. And if you lower the fan a little bit more, there will be no air coming out here. Most of the air will come through the side vent, so that's when you split it. But if you center it back, if you want airflow to your face, this thing will go a little crazy right here. You can see that. All 3 vents is blowing. So very welcoming with the no air vent block on this F9. And best of all, if I'm pulling into a tight garage or tight space, or you have bags on your vehicle, hold down on this scroll wheel for a second, and I have full blind spot camera for the front. This is great for exiting structure with blind spot, but if you have bags on your car, or your car is super low, or even if you're pulling up to a curve, you can see how close you are. And with the new Tesla Vision, is not accurate at all. So if you want to pull up to something close like this, I wouldn't trust the system. I would definitely not trust the system at all. Either you're too far or you're too close. So you can see how close I am. Even though the car still says stop, I know I have about maybe 1.5 feet. Just like that. So game changer, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, front blind spot camera, air vents that can hit your face, does not block airflow at all, and it has all the instrument cluster you need all in one. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time.